Often we are led to believe that in the extremes of politics there are two sides that are completely opposite. But when you take a step back and look at them with the eyes of the ancients, you can clearly see that they are the same. They constantly set up controlled opposition to give you the illusion of choice. They are so easy to spot when you know how, because no one who is truly of the Serpent bloodline is going to be given an audience. They won't be allowed to publish books through publishers. They have to self-publish. And their videos will never get many views because they are a real and true threat to the system. If someone you look up to has millions of subscribers, guess what? They are controlled opposition. I cannot stress this enough. They are not on your side. Don't listen to what they are saying. Instead, look at their actions and the reality they are living in. Throughout history, the ancient Serpent bloodline families, who are the origin of Rhesus negative blood, have been hunted down, persecuted, and much worse. But here we have some modern day examples from both sides of politics, showing very clearly that these two sides are the same, run by the same eagle bloodline. Fascist leader Adolf Hitler talked about A-positive blood being of the superior race and wanted to wipe out anyone who carried the Rh negative genes. The Jews have a high percentage of Rh negative blood. He felt inferior to Rh negatives, as when his scientists ran studies and did tests, they were amazed at the intelligence they showed, above his more easily to control and less bright superior race. He wanted to covet the occult teachings for himself, the teachings about true spirituality that our ancient tribes had passed down for thousands of years. Then, on the other supposed side, communists, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, specifically wanted to exterminate Scottish Highlanders, Britons, Basques, South Slavs and Czechs, all of which have a higher percentage of Rh negative or carry it recessively. Their excuse was that they are from an earlier primitive population who held back industrial progress. An extract from Friedrich Engels. There is no country in Europe which does not have, in some corner or other, one or several fragments of people, the remnants of a former population that was suppressed and held in bondage by the nation which later became the main vehicle for historical development. These relics of nations, mercilessly trampled down by the passage of history, as Hegel expressed it, this ethnic trash always became fanatical standard-bearers of counter-revolution, and remained so until their complete expatriation or loss of their national character. Just as their whole existence in general is itself a protest against a great historical revolution, such as in Scotland are the Gaels, such as in France are the Bretons, such as in Spain are the Basques. His open advocacy of cultural genocide was particularly strident during and after the 1848 revolutions, when conflicting national and ethnic claims became central issues in European politics. This was, wrote Engels, a conflict of civilized against barbarism. It was essential to prevent the civilized West from being subjugated by the barbarian East. Small, degenerated ethnic groups, ruined fragments of peoples, Britons, Basques, Scottish Gaelic speakers, and most Slavs were rightly destined to perish. Even larger nations such as the Poles are done for. Let them stew in their own juice. Send them into battle. Gobble bare their land. Fob them off with promises. And in a Marxist newspaper, Engels gleefully anticipated a general war which would wipe out these petty, hidebound nations down to their very names. The next world war will result in the disappearance from the face of the earth, not only of reactionary classes and dynasties, but also an entire reactionary peoples. And that too is a step forwards. And until that cataclysmic solution, they advocated the political and cultural domination and elimination of lesser nations by greater nations, principally Germany and Hungary, which were seen as forces for progress. Further east, progress was in the hands of the Russians, advancing into Asia. For if Russia was reactionary and backward in civilized Europe, it was progressive as a colonial power among lesser breeds. Russian rule, for all its infamy, all its Slavic dirtiness, is civilizing for the Black and Caspian Seas and Central Asia, for the Bashkirs and the Tartars. It has even been suggested that they were the first to create a political movement that included genocide within its utopian conception of progress. And yet today, children are being taught to support their communistic ideals, as if it is something good and different from what we already have. Both sides want to wipe out the ancient tribes. Rh Negative blood was the first blood of humans. The ancient shamanistic tribes that inhabited the earth a long time before we created the Rhesus positives, when we mixed some of our genes with that of land apes. If anyone dares to mention the differences, we are told to shut up, that we are being racist. Yet there are obvious differences, and a lot of them. And why do they hate us so much and say we are primitive, even though they themselves carry some of our genes within them? It is because our tribes were peaceful, nature-loving matriarchal tribes, who lived in harmony with nature, and who didn't want their version of civilization, e.g. cities, pollution, industry, mass-produced foods, patriarchy, war, money, greed, and all other things that have ruined our beautiful planet. Knowing who the enemy is the most important thing, which is why they hide in all religions, all political parties, and every side of the game. The Eagle bloodline are the enemies. If you still don't know who they are, you really do need to start watching my other videos and reading my books. Knowing who they are takes power away from them, and the more of us who know, the better.